This could unlock the Edmonton Oilers as they're beginning to look like the same team we saw last spring in the Stanley Cup playoffs, as they had a fairly big win over the St. Louis Blues last night. We'll break that down for you today on Oilers Digest. But first, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, make sure you do so. If you're part of that 82% that haven't subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? For any and all Oiler content, Oilers Digest is the place to be. And again, we'd like to thank those who have subscribed to the channel, as we just reached over 2,300 subscribers on the way to 2,500. But this video today is also brought to you by Rentals.ca, who are proud supporters of Team Canada. While they've been supporting our national team defend their home court in international competition, they've also been helping thousands of Canadians find their home floor all across the country. Whether you're in Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, Calgary, Halifax, Winnipeg, Mississauga, Edmonton, Victoria, or St. John's, from coast to coast, Rentals.ca have a ton of options to find the perfect place and price for you. Their website is clean and easy to use, and you can pinpoint exactly on the map where you want to move, finding all of the options in your area. Again, find your home court with Rentals.ca, and check out their website in the description down below, or also in the pinned comment down below. And again, thank you to Rentals.ca for helping support the channel and Team Canada, and also for helping you guys find the best rentals across the country. But without further ado, no reason to sing the blues. Yes, last night the St. Louis Blues rolled into Rogers Place with Dylan Holloway and Philip Broberg in tow after giving them offer sheets that both players did sign. And of course, they were booed heavily throughout the game, but again, no reason to sing the blues, as the Oilers did take this one 4-2 off of an opening goal from Corey Perry, off of a deflection from a Darnell Nurse shot from below the point there, and then Connor McDavid off of a gift-wrapped turnover from Philip Broberg, exactly, reminding him who exactly Connor McDavid is in the NHL, makes it 2-0 Oilers. And then shortly thereafter, Zach Hyman off of a pass inside the crease from Connor McDavid makes it 3-0 Oilers. You think the Oilers would be running away with this one, but the St. Louis Blues made it interesting, making it 3-2, midway through the third period off of a Dylan Holloway goal. I mean, that's kind of expected, from the Edmonton Oilers. Former players seem to find their way of revenge against their former club. And then Jake Neighbors redirects a Jordan Kyrou shot on the power play, and then it was all going to be a tight finish, except for a wacky shot from Troy Stecher along the half wall there, making it 4-2 Oilers. Of course, Troy Stecher not exactly a goal scorer, as that is his first goal in 13 months. He hasn't scored since he was a member of the Arizona Coyotes last November. And like I said, there was the 5-on-3 for the St. Louis Blues. The officiating was very spotty last night. Of course, there's the Connor Brown goal that was taken away after a intent to blow the whistle. It was past Jordan Binnington. Referee didn't see it. Referee blew his whistle, but Connor Brown got a moral goal. But yeah, it was a very spotty 5-on-3 given to the St. Louis Blues. But you know what? The Edmonton Oilers doing what they could with 21 shots on goal compared to St. Louis's 31. It didn't seem like the Oilers really outshot that heavily, as St. Louis, for the most part, were just floating it on net to Stuart Skinner, while the Oilers, with 21 shots on goal, they made their chances count. Of course, St. Louis getting that one power play goal, kind of breaking the streak that the Oilers penalty kill has been on quite recently. A very dominant one, again, comparable to last spring in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Again, the Oilers dominant on the faceoff dot, once again, 29 wins compared to St. Louis's 22. And Darnell Nurse was asked about Philip Broberg and Dylan Holloway and the fans at Rogers Place booing them. He said it brought some atmosphere and energy to the rink. Those are two guys that we thought very highly of as teammates. They were great teammates to us, but now they're on the other side, so if they get booed, they get booed. And again, there were numerous, questions about that, like should they boo them, should they not? Again, it was a business, but Oiler fans, anything to make that place a little more harder to play in. And once you pay for your ticket, you can pretty much do anything you want in your seat. And again, many other Saturday nights at Rogers Place, it's a little more quiet than I'd like it to be, but last night, much different. Again, Bob Stauffer here, his post-game analysis. The Edmonton Oilers, Stuart Skinner with a stellar start with 29 saves as he outduels Jordan Binnington, who is named to the Team Canada Four Nations face-off roster, and of course, Stuart Skinner was not. Connor McDavid with a goal and assist for 2 points, and Leon Draisaitl with 2 assists for 2 points, each with multiple point performances. And again, Troy Stecher with his first goal as an Oiler in Edmonton now has won 5 of their last 6 games played. The only loss coming against Vegas in that 1-0 shutout loss. But again, that was a game the Oilers heavily outplayed the Golden Knights. So, you can say the Oilers haven't been playing, they've been playing up to their standards, but again, there's a certain level the Edmonton Oilers can still hit, and they've yet to do so. You can see there the Edmonton Oilers compared to St. Louis' scoring chances. Of course, St. Louis outshooting them by 10, but it looked like the same amount of scoring chances for both teams as the Edmonton Oilers trying to learn how to score the greasy goals once again. Of course, Corey Perry getting to the net, getting that redirection on the first goal, and then Zach Hyman again putting his stick flat on the ice and making it 3-0 Oilers. So the Oilers, they're always, overcommitting to the pass kind of team, but they're finally learning how to score those greasy goals yet again. And that's exciting to see. I mean, the Oilers, it doesn't matter how you scored. It's at the end of the game, that's what matters. And just looking at the hockey stat card here, the notable names, of course, you expect to see at the top of these charts after every single game. McDavid, Hyman, Draisaitl, Jeff Skinner having another great game. He had that chance in the third period. Should have been a call on him as he was hacked and slashed on his way to the net, but I think the refs just wanted to get that one over with as it was late in the third period and the Oilers up 4-2. Brett Kulak, another stellar game on that left side for Brett Kulak, playing the game from a rocking chair, of course, ever since he was acquired from the Montreal Canadiens. He's been very stellar for the Edmonton Oilers, and Troy Stecher was asked about, getting that late goal in the third period. He said, it feels good. I'm obviously not known for that. It hasn't been part of my game over my career, but in saying that, you work every day in practice and throughout the game and in different moments to try to contribute and help out. So I'm just happy it went in and ended up being a big goal. Yes, it was one that seemed to fool everybody, including Jordan Binnington, as he was screened by his own defenseman, and he didn't know it was in until the puck was out. It was one of those wacky goals where it went in and out, just like that. Of course, St. Louis had all the momentum and made it a 3-2 game, so it gave us some cushion. It just helps this group win a game. Again, the Oilers are not really the strongest team at trying to close out a game. I'm just hoping for them to sort of play a more complete game, play a more complete 60 minutes. Of course, it wasn't, mad about the loss at all last night. Of course, during the third period, sure, it got a little bit sloppy, but they managed to get the win. But it'd be nice to see a very, decisive win over, not just a bad team, but a middle-of-the-pack team like the St. Louis Blues, who are battling for a wildcard spot, as well as the Edmonton Oilers are. But again, still lots of time in the season for the Oilers to do that. And of course, Troy Stecher reiterated that point. He said, our start of the third period was horrendous. We're a mature group in here, and we hold each other accountable, and it's something we talked about going into the third, and we didn't follow suit. So we're fortunate enough that Stu was unbelievable tonight and made some big saves at key times and helped keep the lead. Yes, Stuart Skinner was phenomenal last night against the St. Louis Blues. Again, many of the shots were, perimeter shots against Stuart Skinner, but he had some big saves, especially in the first and third periods there, where, the Blues had a 5-on-3 they could have scored many times. Of course, they only scored the one time, but they had, a few more dangerous chances for that. But what's next for the Edmonton Oilers? Well, the Edmonton Oilers, they still continue their homestand on Tuesday night against the Tampa Bay Lightning. But just taking a look at Stuart Skinner's save percentage in his past 5 starts, a .935, a .938, 964, 941, and there's a sort of outlier, that 808 against the Minnesota Wild. So things are starting to trend upwards, not just for Stuart Skinner, but for the Edmonton Oilers, as they are a top 10 defensive team in the NHL when it comes to the JFresh hockey chart for 5-on-5 expected goals against per 60. Of course, I've seen lots of comments about the Edmonton Oilers' defensive effort, but it's more so just singular plays that people are pointing out rather than a whole team defensive game. But the Oilers, they're stellar. It was just, a prospect of, I'll say, bad goaltending in the first 2 months of the season. But Stuart Skinner and Calvin Pickard especially starting to figure it out. And you can see there the Oilers in their last 10 games, 6-3-1, with the overtime loss to the Toronto Maple Leafs and regulation losses to Montreal, Minnesota, and Vegas, but getting some big wins over teams like the New York Rangers, the Colorado Avalanche, and St. Louis last night, and they will continue that, or try to continue that, I should say, against the Tampa Bay Lightning on Tuesday night. As right now, Tampa Bay is currently playing the Vancouver Vancouver Canucks, so Tampa Bay on their Western Canadian road swing, and that should be an interesting one for the Edmonton Oilers. They've always played the Tampa Bay Lightning rather closely, even when Tampa Bay was in their mini dynasty run throughout the early 2020s. But we will get you set up for that one early this week, and that's it for today's video. Let me know down in the comments what you thought about the game last night, and make sure you subscribe, and have a fantastic start to the week. Take care. I'm Matt.